Welcome back, everyone. We are jumping right into today's explainer journey, and I gotta tell you, we are decoding something absolutely mind-bending today. We're talking about the upper land. Now, we are going to be mapping out the actual cosmic architecture of the universe, and trust me, it operates with the absolute precision of a master-crafted access system. It is literally like looking at the back-end code of reality. So, let's get into it.
Okay, let's dive into this. We're starting with this ancient, incredibly famous quote from Isaiah, which gets unpacked deeply in the Zohar. It says, "Your people are all righteous, they shall inherit the land forever." Now, naturally, when you read inherit the land, you might instantly be thinking of physical real estate, right? You're picturing borders, dirt, geography. But the mystical sources completely flip this on its head. This isn't about physical real estate at all. Scratch that. It is actually about the ultimate cosmic inheritance.
I want you to picture a vibrant, totally cinematic scene in your mind. Eretz HaHayim, the upper land. Imagine this radiant, glowing, 4K luminous upper realm that is just absolutely pulsing with divine life. And down below this realm, imagine millions of figures striving upward, reaching out, desperately trying to make a connection. But here's the major secret. Only those who are completely aligned in purity can actually rise up and connect with the Shekhinah, the matronida, who essentially resides up there like a queen, waiting to unite with those who are actually worthy.
So, here is our server map, our quest log for today's deep dive. We're going to cover the luminous upper realm, the cosmic security system, the Sephirotic mechanics of the tzaddik, decoding the colors and numbers, unlocking the sacred server, and finally, what it means to actually inherit the Pardesh.
Starting off with Section 1, the luminous upper realm. Our destination, the Metra Moda.
So in this vast Sephirotic system, the ultimate destination is Malchut. Think of Malchut as this breathtaking, top-tier upper server environment. But here is the central conflict of all human spiritual striving. You can't just walk in. The upper land is highly restricted. It requires absolute purity to enter. If an entity is unaligned, if there's any spiritual distortion or static in their signal, boom, connection drops, access denied. You just remain tethered to the lower realms, unable to log into that higher divine reality.
Which brings us to Section 2, the Cosmic Security System. This is the SOD, the deep secret of access.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly how this works. Think of it like a high-concept cybersecurity framework. On the left side, you've got an unauthenticated user. Their covenant is broken, their spiritual encryption is corrupted, and so, the system throws them into restricted mode. The network is completely blocked. But look over on the right, the authenticated Sadiq. By guarding and keeping the covenant, they possess the exact precise cryptographic key required to ping those highest servers. They get full server access. In other words, they inherit the upper land.
Moving into Section 3, the mechanics of the Sadiq, let's do a deep dive into the actual Sephirotic plumbing.
Okay, so the divine pipeline here has 3 absolutely critical steps. Step 1 is Tiferet. Think of Tiferet as the central hub. It generates the harmonizing divine data flow. Then step 2 is Yesod, which is also known as the Tzaddik. Yesod acts as the singular, hyper-focused covenant channel that funnels everything. Finally, step 3 is Malchut, the Matronita. This is the recipient database. So, the data flow must go from Tiferet cleanly and purely through the Yesod channel in order to successfully populate the Malchut database at the top.
But here's the catch. Yesod has a firewall, and that firewall is the Brit, the covenant seal. The Brit is all about the precise alignment and purity of that Yesod channel. It's literally the encryption seal. Without this very specific seal being intact, the port is simply closed off. The divine data flow rushes down, hits a solid wall, and bounces right back. Which means the matronida, the upper land, receives absolutely nothing.
Let's move to Section 4, decoding colors and numbers. These are the underlying variables of the cosmic system.
The system also communicates through color shifts. In Kabbalah, red represents Gevurah, or severe judgment. When the covenant is broken, the entire system flashes red. It actively blocks the port and triggers a total cosmic lockdown. No data gets through. On the flip side, white represents Chesed, which is pure mercy. White signifies the spiritual purity that actively opens the firewall, allowing the union with the matronida to fully authenticate.
And of course, this system is deeply coded in numbers. Think of this as the actual numerical architecture of the cosmos. The number 1 stands for Yesod, the single, indispensable channel that everything funnels through.
The number 7 represents the cycles leading up to worthiness, echoing the 7 lower Sephirot. And the number 10 represents the complete structural integrity of the entire Sephirotic covenantal structure. If you miss even one piece of this code, you guessed it, access is denied.
Section 5. Unlocking the Sacred Server, the Multi-Gen Synthesis.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how we can translate these incredibly ancient concepts into modern frameworks that we use every day. Look at this synthesis. In Kabbalah, you have Yesod and the Brit. In IT or cosmic engineering, that's exactly like an encryption key or an authenticated node. Or if you're a gamer, in an RPG, that's your covenant alignment stat. Malchut is your core data environment or the final sacred realm unlock in your game. And Tiferet, that's the harmonizing data flow or your main quest progression. I mean, think about it. These mystical texts were describing a deeply structured interactive architecture centuries before we ever had the technology to visualize it this way. It's just wild.
And let me drop one more massive numerical secret on you from the text, the number 18. Why 18? Well, because 9 levels of the Sephirot flowing down to Yesod, plus 9 levels reaching back up in return equals exactly 18. And in Hebrew, 18 spells chai, life. This specific number physically codes for the land of the living. The entire network, the whole shebang, is built and designed specifically to sustain life.
Bringing us to our final section, Section 6, Inheriting the Pardes, what it actually means to log into the divine.
So, the crucial point we really want to drive home is summarized beautifully right here in the Zohar. It says, anyone who has a portion in the tzaddik inherits this land. This server access isn't just locked away for a select historical few. No way. It is available to anyone, absolutely anyone, who takes the time and effort to align their spiritual stats, to truly honor the covenant, and to ensure their internal data flow is pure.
So, as we wrap up, take a hard look at your own life. Are your cosmic alignment stats ready to unlock the upper land? Are your spiritual encryption keys updated, clean, and pure? Or are you currently tethered to a restricted network? It's a huge question to chew on.
Thank you for joining us for this complete journey through the Pardes. We hope these ancient truths help you and your family improve your own dimensions this week. If you enjoyed this full chapter deep dive, please like, subscribe, and share. Which part of the journey touched your soul in the comments? We'll see you in the next chapter.